जयप्रकाश वॉइस आ रही परफेक्टली? चेक कर लो। ठीक है, ओके। मुझे एक्चुअल में आज थोड़ी बहुत दिक्कत हो रही थी। हाँ, हेलो, ठीक है। हेलो 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 हेलो। अच्छा, इसमें नहीं आ रही, इसलिए ओके ओके, ठीक है। हेलो हेलो हेलो। हम्म, ठीक है। सारे ट्रैक क्यों ओपन हो गए? मैचिंग दो ट्रैक। ओके। कल का कुछ रिवाइज किया बेटा? जो प्लस कल का रिवीजन किया था आपने कुछ? हाँ, कल का रिवीजन किया था बेटा? डेली रिवीजन करना बेटा। डेली रिवीजन करना है। यू कैन नॉट, मतलब डू दैट। आप ना रिवीजन अगर नहीं करोगे तो सारा काम खराब हो जाएगा, इतना आप समझ लो, है ना? आपको रिवाइज करना ही करना है, बिकॉज ब्रेन जो है ना, विदाउट रिवीजन इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क। ओके। अब जैसे हम नया पढ़ाएंगे तो कल का जो पढ़ाया है मुझे तो पता है कि आपने रिवाइज किया है, तो अब प्रॉब्लम क्या होगी कि इफ़ यू आर नॉट रिवाइजिंग देन प्रॉब्लम। तो जो आपको नया समझाऊंगा दैट यू विल फॉरगेट। आपको आधे घंटे पहले नोट्स बना रहे हो ना? नोट्स नोट्स बनाना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है। हाँ, नोट्स बनाना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है, जितने जानते हो। यस, आपको नोट्स बनाना ही है। अब देखो, मैं सही गलत मैं नहीं जानता हूँ। अब एक स्टूडेंट है, रेगुलर आ रहा है बट नॉट एनरोलिंग, तो मेरा फ़र्ज़ बनता है कि मैं उसको बोलूँ, ठीक है ना? है कि नहीं? अब वो मोहम्मद हो चाहे कोई भी हो, इंटरेस्टेड इन लर्निंग, तो यू शुड बी सीरियस। और मैं ऐसा नहीं कर सकता कि एक बच्चे के साथ अन्याय करूँ, ठीक है? चलो। ओके, लेट अस स्टार्ट, ठीक है ना? क्योंकि आप भी क्या कर सकते हो। जस्ट 1 मिनट मोर। चलो, थैंक यू फॉर सो मच पेशेंस। नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू कंटिन्यू। Everything got at the point. So कल तो ये पढ़ा नहीं था, हम लोगों ने यहाँ तक पढ़ाई की थी, नॉमेनक्लेचर तक, राइट? वी आर डिस्कसिंग द नॉमेनक्लेचर. ज्योमेट्री, इट वाज ऑल डिस्कस ना. आइसोमेरिज्म, आइसोमेरिज्म डिस्कस किया था. सिस एंड ट्रांस है ना, दैट्स द टू आइसोमेरिज्म वी हैव डिस्कस. एंड वी हैव, हाँ ये वाला डिस्कस, हाँ ये वाला डिस्कस, यस यस. सो नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू डिस्कस द nomenclature. What is lipid? It has been done. Classification, once again I should revise, right? So this is lipid. Lipid has three types. Simple lipids, just for revision, क्योंकि वो याद नहीं रहेगा ना जब मैं बताऊंगा. तो मेन पॉइंट्स है ना, तो रिवीजन थोड़ा होना चाहिए कल का रिपेयर. एंड थर्ड इज द डिराइव्ड लिपिड. ओके, सो इसमें हमने बोला था कि सिंपल लिपिड इज ऑफ टू टाइप, राइट? सिंपल लिपिड आर ऑफ टू टाइप्स. व्हाट आर द टू टाइप्स? हाँ यस, फैट ऑयल एंड waxes. Okay. And waxes are of three types: sperm whale, beeswax, right? So phospholipid में phospholipid, phosphoglyceride, phosphoinositol, all these are the different type. Okay. So you can see here phospholipids, phosphoglycerides, lecithin, cephalin, plasminogens, phosphoinositol, phosphatidylinositol, phosphosphingosides. Okay, ये याद रखना है कि फॉस्फोइनोसिटॉल में कौन सा अल्कोहल है, ये पूछ रहा है. तो कौन सा अल्कोहल है इसमें? टेल मी. कल हमने डिस्कस किया था इनोसिटॉल, राइट? इसमें कौन सा अल्कोहल है? स्फिंगोसिन. यही तो बात है ना, रिवीजन किए होते तो फटाफट आंसर होता. दिस इज स्फिंगोसिन, दिस इज इनोसिटॉल. एंड ग्लाइकोलिपिड बेसिकली सेरेब्रोसाइड, ब्रेन में जो होते हैं, राइट? सो फेरनोसिन, नर्वोन, ऑक्सीनर्वोन, ऑल दीज आर काइंड ऑफ सेरेब्रोसाइड्स. कोलेस्ट्रॉल, एर्गो कोलेस्ट्रॉल और is also part of steroid. Okay, तो all these कोलेस्ट्रॉल पाया जाता है ह्यूमन हार्ट में, ब्रेन में, डाइट में. एर्गोस्टेरॉल फंगस वगैरह में पाया जाता है, राइट? सो डिराइव्ड लिपिड आर ऑफ थ्री टाइप्स. स्टेरॉइड, that is the main component. Steroid very important. Okay, and then terpenes, monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, diterpenes, triterpenes, tetraterpenes and polyterpenes. So all these class. So they are asking about monoterpenes because plant hormones. Basically, if you see, all the plant hormones are basically made up of plant hormones made up of monoterpenes. Gibberellin is made up of sesquiterpenes. Okay, gibberellin, right? Plant hormones basically made up of terpenes. So they may be monoterpene, sesquiterpene, diterpene, triterpene, tetraterpene. All terpenes basically are forming the framework of hormones, plant hormones, and they are also part of some animal hormones. Okay. So tomorrow you will give me the list of hormone, plant hormone. Okay. That is made up of monoterpene, which one is made up of sesquiterpene, diterpene, है ना? So this is homework. Okay, note the homework. Note कर लिया? You have to note down the list of plant hormone, right? Some are made up of monoterpenes, some are made up of sesquiterpenes, some are of diterpenes, triterpenes, tetraterpenes, polyterpenes. Okay, so you have to give me the list, है ना? So this will be great work for you. And Dhanusri, also for you. This is homework. Am I audible? Perfect. Anna? You have to make a list. Because all the terpenes are basically part of plant hormones. So this is hmm, yes, right. Pardon? Bee means you are talking about the honey bee? Honeybee, I don't know. I don't have any idea how they are using this. But it's a perfectly that whatever the artificial plant hormone are synthesized in the laboratory, basically they are using the same framework, terpenes. Okay, because naturally you cannot isolate these plant hormones. They are available in very micro quantity, minute quantity, right? So they are very insufficient for sometime plant growth, and there are various conditions like very tough conditions, and environment is changing so much, right? So sometimes you have a very harsh condition. So by using these hormones you can change their photo period. So that's why naturally it's not possible to go at a commercial scale. So that's why uh, at the basic framework of terpenes they are synthesizing high scale volume of these plant hormones. Okay. And carotenoids basically tomato contains the lycopenes, and carrot contains the carotene, and xanthophylls, part of leaf and carrot. Okay, so all these are part of nutraceuticals also. Okay, nutraceuticals. So they are very very important. Got my point? Why all these study of lipid are very important. I from my, if you will ask me, are they? Yes, I will say yes. They are very very important. They are very very important. You cannot deny. If you want to be a plant scientist, then you must have a very good idea of all these plant hormones. Basically, you can then only you can control uh, these flowering and their seeding pattern, and then whatever. Yes. So you cannot proceed without these things. Okay, right? So shall we proceed? Okay. Now this was just a revision, and again we were discussing yesterday about the polar and non-polar lipids, then saturated and unsaturated fatty acids. We have discussed all that, and we are about to discuss about the lipoproteins. Already I think we have discussed when we were discussing that part biomolecules, glycolipids. Already we have discussed a lot. Sphingomyelin yesterday we have discussed, right? So neutral glycerides. Yesterday we have discussed what are the example of neutral glycerides, or when you can say the neutral glycerides. So when there is no charge, right? When there is no charge on the lipid, they will be called as a neutral, not natural, neutral glycerides. Okay, and then phosphoglycerides are there, having the phosphate, so negative charge will be there, right? So classification always you should keep in mind. You got the idea? And once again, we should discuss about a lot of example I have seen in the examination. They are asking about the waxes, so we will discuss tomorrow, I think. And obviously you might be knowing the importance of phospholipid in the membrane, glycolipids, right? And then importance of lipoprotein in the same membrane structural framework, how they are being polar and non-polar being together, and they are providing a very good structural features, signaling properties, and a receptor as a receptor. They are providing a very good framework. And derived lipid, steroid, we will discuss what are the framework, how they are arranged. Icosanoid, have you heard somewhere icosanoids? Can you remember something about the icosanoids or ketone bodies? This is very popular example, ketone bodies. Any idea about the ketone bodies? No idea? Hmm? Okay, ketone body, this is a kind of disease when incomplete digestion of lipids are there, right? Then a lot of ketone bodies are going to form and they are released in the urine. And when they are released in the urine, then you can diagnose there is certain problems. Okay. So obviously miscellaneous lipid, sequelin and carotenoids. So nomenclature already we have discussed, right? I don't think this needs to be revised. Example, obviously you must remember it, like palmitoleic acid. What are the sources? Sardine oil. Okay. These sources must be remembered. Oleic acid, olive oil, right? Olive oil, peanut oil, linseed oil. These are the very good source of getting oleic acid. And yesterday we have discussed the difference between the oleic acid and linoleic acid. Okay. So linoleic acid is also found in the olive oil, peanut oil, linseed oil, soybean oil. Okay. Gamma linoleic acid, linseed oil again. Rapeseed oil, they contain the irisis acid. So for the information purpose they can be asked, and very popular question of the CSIR is about the arachidonic acid. Okay, they are asking many times about the source of arachidonic acid and structural framework, number of carbon, number of double bond, a lot of things they are asking. Okay, so then glycolipids, already we have discussed about some of the framework of the lipids, which alcohol are there. So again, if you can see the glycolipids. Glycolipids is made up of glyco plus lipid. Glyco means sugar. Okay, and these are the lipids. So glycolipids are basically rich in our brain and spinal cord. Okay, brain and spinal cord. So there are two types: cerebrocytes and gangliocytes. Cerebrocytes and gangliocytes. These are very popular in the brain, and they are made up of, I think we have discussed yesterday about the fatty acid and alcohol and some carbohydrate. After 10 minutes you can join with the same link. And you both should remember that every day the link is same for the classes, at least for a week. And there will be no classes on Monday, Tuesday, okay, and even tomorrow, Saturday. ठीक है ना? Sunday will be test. Sunday will be test. So I will provide you the link. Time will be fixed. After that time, link will not work. So keep in mind the timing. And of course, biomolecule will be the topic, what we have studied from the last week. I am regularly providing the link of the YouTube. You can go to that. Alright. And phospholipid, phosphoric acid is there, nitrogenous base is there, and alcohol is there. So these are the basic framework of phospholipids. Basic examples they can ask you in the test. What are the examples of phospholipid? Lecithin, cephalin. Sphingomyelin is very popular. Have you heard about the sphingomyelin? Where you have heard about the sphingomyelin? In the brain itself, okay? In the brain, they are occurring. Sphingomyelin, right? So function, component of cell membrane, both structural and regulatory function. Phospholipid occurs in mitochondria, lecithin, cephalin, cardiolipin. All these are helpful in maintaining the electron transport chain, right? So please remember this example. In the mitochondria phospholipid, the main basic framework of these phospholipids are lecithin, cephalin, cardiolipin. So all these are the part of mitochondria. They are helpful in absorption of fat. They are helpful in transport of lipids. Arachidonic acid serve as precursor of various eicosanoids. Cephalin helpful in blood clotting. So I was talking about the arachidonic acid. Arachidonic acid, they are the precursor of eicosanoids. Eicosanoids are the basic framework of many animal hormones. Okay, जैसे terpenoids था, तो that was working for the plant hormone. इसी तरह से eicosanoids जो होते हैं, वो एनिमल हार्मोन के कुछ एनिमल हार्मोन्स के फ्रेमवर्क में काम करते हैं, राइट? क्लियर है इतना? एनी डाउट? नोट कर लिया? नोट भी करते चलो. जो मैं लिख रहा हूँ एवरीथिंग यू शुड नोट डाउन इन द नोटबुक. ऑनलाइन क्लास में जब हम भी लेते हैं कोई बड़ी वर्कशॉप का या कोई क्लास लेते हैं जो कि हमारे लिए नया होता है, आई एम गोइंग टू नोट डाउन एवरीथिंग बिसाइड लिसनिंग एंड डिस्कसिंग. ओके, राइट धनश्री? हाँ, because you don't have enough time to go through all the videos and so points are very important. You can just go through the turn of the pages and can I proceed? Hello. Okay. Right. So what are the fats? You can define the fats as a triglycerides. The basic framework of triglycerides are CH and O. And how the lipids are different from each other? The lipids are different from each other in the composition of their alcohol framework. Okay. So triglyceride structure, if you see, they are made up of 3 fatty acid molecule and 1 glycerol molecule. The glycerol molecule is important in that they are connecting to all the fatty acids. Okay. So you can see some of the examples on the glycerides, fatty acids, and all the framework of lipids are made up of these glycerol. Glycerol modification is there. There are 3 carbons glycerol if you are talking, right? So glycerol is a framework of all kind of lipids, and I was discussing in continuity about the gangliosides and lipids. Cerebrosides is another lipid which is made up of specific alcohol. What is the specific alcohol? That is the amine alcohol. Okay. Cerebroside, you should remember, they are containing specific alcohol, that is amine alcohol. Ganglioside contain two specific things, sphingosine and anestel neuraminic acid, right? Anestel neuraminic acid. These two things are very specific. Sphingosine is also very specific. Okay. So these are cerebroside, ganglioside, है ना? Ganglioside if you see, they are the part of natural glycolipids, right? So GM1 is the natural glycolipid, GM2, GM3, right? And if you see the sialic acid, जो कि डिस्कस किया था कि ब्रेन में काफ़ी होता है sialic acid, तो sialic acid भी, this is the framework is GM3. Okay, you can see in the picture. So is it clear? है ना? इसका ग्लाइकोलिपिड ही है cerebroside, ganglioside, ceramide, and framework, total framework is called as GM1 or GM3. तो sialic acid उसी framework पे establish है. If you see the lipoprotein, lipid plus protein, right? So you are talking about the lipid plus protein. Why they are important? They are especially important from the industrial point of view also, right? From the research point of view also. And lipoprotein has two features. क्या दो features होते हैं इसमें? Because they are soluble in of water because of protein. But lipid है तो lipid की वजह से insoluble में है. तो same side they are showing the both the features. Okay, they are soluble as well as non-soluble. So protein is conjugated with the lipid, that's why they are called as the lipoprotein. And lipids include triglyceride, phospholipid, cholesterol and fatty acid, right? That's why you can see the micelle formation. Have you heard about the micelle formation? Micelle formation. मेरा राइटिंग जो बोर्ड है ना, हाँ अब मैं ट्राई कर रहा हूँ. मिसेली फॉर्मेशन, ठीक है. मिसेली फॉर्मेशन में क्या होगा कि वेन एवर यू आर गोइंग टू डिजॉल्व lipoprotein in water, what will happen? If you are dissolving the lipoprotein in water, so they are behaving like this, they are framing the circular structure. और चूंकि ये दिख रहे हो, ये क्या है? प्रोटीन है, लिपिड है सेंटर में, राइट? तो ऐसे अरेंज हो रहा है, ठीक है ना? तो जब ऐसे अरेंज हो रहा है तो दे गिव द आइडिया दैट कि शायद मेम्ब्रेन भी ऐसा ही अरेंज हो रहा होगा. और बॉडी में फिर दिखा गया कि जो कोलेस्ट्रॉल को ले जाने वाला कैरियर है, राइट? जो कोलेस्ट्रॉल को ले जाने वाला कैरियर है, ऑल दे आर विद इन द सेम फ्रेमवर्क. अभी जस्ट 1 मिनट वेट करना बच्चों. जो लोग लाइव है वो बस वेट करें. अगर जो लोग रेगुलर क्लास अटेंड करना चाहते हैं तो सब्सक्राइब कर लें. हमारी फ़ीस ज़्यादा नहीं है, बहुत ही लो फीस है पर मंथ है. केवल आप 1500 दे के क्लास ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. CSIR की स्पेशल एडवांस क्लासेस होती हैं एवरीडे, मंडे टू फ्राइडे. संडे को टेस्ट होता है जूम पे. तो बेनिफिट ये है कि सारी रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगी, नोट्स मिलेगा, सब कुछ मिलेगा आपको. ओके, तो आप जल्दी से रजिस्टर करें. और ये 1 ईयर का पूरा कोर्स हम देते हैं, एडवांस क्लासेस है, काफ़ी डीप में डिस्कशन होता है. बिकॉज एग्जामिनेशन इज अनाउंस्ड एनी टाइम. सो ये चलो स्टार्ट ही हो गया. ओके, स्क्रीन दिख रहा है बेटे? स्क्रीन दिख रही है? चेक करो देखो। वॉइस आ रही प्रॉपर? चेक कर लो एक बार। स्टार्ट करते हैं, ठीक है? क्लियर बेटे? Okay, so sulfolipid, you know, glucose, sulfonated glucose plus diacetyl glycerol, ये नोट कर लो। sulfonated glucose plus diacetyl glycerol, ठीक है ना? ओके, sulfonated glucose plus diacetyl glycerol, they are predominantly present in the chloroplast. Okay, now coming to the next example, derived lipids. What do you mean by the derived lipid? Any idea? How to define the derived lipid? Who will tell me? Dhanasri, Jayaprakash? Right from somewhere. They are not naturally occurring, right? They are naturally occurring, but after the processing of the lipids, means somewhere there is a modification, right? The modification is what? They are a combination of simple and compound lipids, okay? And that's why they are give rise new framework. For example, if you see sterols, steroids, all these are very good example of derived lipid, because these are obviously two important things. Steroids are lipids containing steroid nucleus. Steroid nucleus is a fused ring system consisting of 3 cyclohexane ring and 1 cyclopentane ring. ये याद रखना, ये पूछा जाता है कि what are the name of 2 ring? रिंग कौन कौन से हैं, तो वो दिखा भी देते हैं आपको। 2 cyclohexane and 2 cyclopentane ring. This is very good idea to remember कि 3 साइक्लोहेक्सेन होता है और 1 साइक्लोपेंटेन रिंग होता है, ठीक है ना? तो फ्रेमवर्क याद रखना कि नॉमेनक्लेचर करते कैसे हैं, बिकॉज समटाइम दे आर गोइंग टू आस्क दिस वन, क्योंकि क्वेश्चन उन्होंने वो पूछना है जो लोगों को याद ना हो या लोगों को डिफिकल्ट हो, जो लोग बता ना पाए, राइट? तो धनुश्री तो अभी से लग गई CSIR की तैयारी में। हैव यू गॉट एडमिशन समवेयर धनुश्री? So what you can do, I shared a link in the BHU, है ना? So they are enrolling directly they are enrolling. So you are going to have the very good facility and scholarship also. So a lot of things are there, and they are the world class facility, you know, world class university. Means our dream was to get admission in the BHU, and obviously when we got the admission, then that was beyond our expectation. जो हमने सोचा था उससे भी ज़्यादा अच्छा था। तो हमने लिंक शेयर किया है, अभी भी 2 दिन उन्होंने दिया हुआ है, ठीक है ना? मतलब दीपावली तक जो रजिस्ट्रेशन कर देंगे लिंक पे, वॉट एवर द मार्क्स दे, है ना, दे आर नॉट कैटेगराइजिंग दैट। वो कह रहे हैं कि हमारे पोर्टल पे जो रजिस्टर कर देगा, हम उसको फर्स्ट जो रजिस्टर करेगा उसको हम प्रियोरिटी देंगे, उन्होंने ऐसा बोला है, ठीक है? तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट आई हैव फुल कंट्रोल ओवर देयर, है ना? सारे टीचर मेरे को जानते हैं वहाँ पे। तो इफ़ यू आर एनरोलिंग, तो आई कैन सेंड योर नेम टू देम, तो दे कैन गिव यू द प्रियोरिटी आल्सो। तो व्हाई नॉट BHU? व्हाई टू गिव इम्पोर्टेंस टू द सेकेंडरी यूनिवर्सिटी एंड ऑल दैट नॉनसेंस, है ना? गो टू द वर्ल्ड क्लास यूनिवर्सिटी। That's why I shared, no? Because I was aware, but I was not aware that you are not enrolling there. Everything I share, rules, regulation, everything. So if you are following some guru, na, there must be a guru in your life. Because if your ship is floating without a captain, so you can think where ship will go. So all the students have same kind of story. Yeah. Because they are following the European country. The European country are just beyond the expectation. In the specialty there. But Indian tradition is like if you are not guided by someone, you are getting trapped somewhere, and then later on you get to know, and then it will be too late. Okay. So चलो मैं ही तुम्हारे पीछे पड़ा हूँ, तुम ही अपना गुरु बना लो मेरे को है ना. चलो anyway, so a lot of hormones are there. That's based on this framework, steroid skeleton, for example, cholesterol, obviously. And last time CSIR was asking which one out of the four is cholesterol. So you have to remember these non-polar chain. Obviously, this is the hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon you must remember, because when the hydrocarbon having the different chains and linkage, that's making the different name. For example, testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, all these are example of steroid hormones. Means they are using the same steroid skeleton. Okay, जयप्रकाश अभी समझ आ रही बात? सब में क्या डिफरेंस है? हाइड्रोकार्बन का. All they are different in all steroid लिख भी लो. All steroid different in hydrocarbons only. Okay, so you must remember. तो दो होमवर्क हो गया कल के लिए. एक तो सारे स्टेरॉइड का हाइड्रोकार्बन लिख के ले आना है, ठीक है ना, इन द हार्मोन्स. और दूसरा क्या दिया था? टर्पीन्स के बारे में ना. टर्पीन्स के फ्रेमवर्क लिख के लाओ कि किसमें कौन से हार्मोन्स है. राइट. सो कोलेस्ट्रॉल इज द मोस्ट कॉमन स्टेरॉइड, रिमेंबर दैट, एंड दिस इज द बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक फॉर अदर स्टेरॉइड हार्मोन. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो फंक्शन इन द सेल मेम्ब्रेन स्ट्रक्चर. Second, you have to note down and give me, submit me all the hydrocarbons that are making different hormones like testosterone, estrogen, progesterone. All they are using the same steroid skeleton, but they differ in the hydrocarbons. Okay. So these are to, and motivate your friends also. Share the link, and because you are human being, you should live in community. Okay, if you like the things, you should share, you should, so that will be part of your journey. Okay, if you are feeling good, then only you are joining. So if you are feeling good and if you are gaining something, you must share, and you must enlarge group. This must be the human tendency. All the Americans are doing the same. Right? Okay, so okay. Chalo, proceeding to the next. So, what are the example of saturated fatty acid? Sometimes it is also asked. Okay. Yes. What are the example of saturated fatty acid? Remember this, stearic acid. Stearic acid is having how much carbon? How much carbon are there, beta? Stearic acid. Any idea? स्टेरिक एसिड 18 कार्बन होता है ना, याद है? तो एक होमवर्क ये भी नोट कर लो कि कार्बन नंबर एटलीस्ट याद कर लो, ओके, कि कौन से फैटी एसिड में हाउ मच कार्बन नंबर आर देयर। ठीक है, कर लोगे? कल ये बताया तो था, यस्टरडे, मैं दिखा देता हूँ। यस्टरडे की क्लास में आई हैव गिवन द फुल डिटेल कि कितने कार्बन होते हैं। जयप्रकाश, इस समवॉट 24 लिनोलिक एसिड, 18 oleic acid 18 1, you have to remember this. Palmitoleic acid 16 1, okay. Similarly stearic acid you can see 18 0, okay. I discussed yesterday. Palmitic acid 16, stearic acid 18. तो इस तरह से याद होना चाहिए कि अगर कोई पूछे तो यू कैन टेल, यू शुड बी इन सिचुएशन टू टेल। लॉरिक एसिड 12, सबसे मिनिमम यही है। मिरिस्टिक एसिड 14 ओनली, ठीक है ना। मैंने ये भी डिस्कस किया था कि अबाउट द मेल्टिंग पॉइंट, है ना, इफ देयर इज नो डबल बॉन्ड देन देयर विल बी इंक्रीज इन मेल्टिंग पॉइंट कंटिन्यूअसली एंड सॉल्बिलिटी विल बी लेस according to the molecular weight, and in the benzene the same observation is there is no difference, okay beta. So that's why it's essential to attend the classes every day. Yesterday we also discussed about the isomerism in the lipids. So if you see, the isomerism is very important when you are talking about the vision chemistry, na? Vision biochemistry. Biochemistry is the framework, na, of all sciences, either it may be biotechnology or anything. So because we are teachers, na, so we know everything, where to guide, where to focus more, okay. So फॉलो योर टीचर्स। एक गुरु बना लो अपनी लाइफ में। मैंने कहता मुझे बना लो, कोई भी आपको अच्छा आदमी मिल जाए उसको बना लो, है ना, और उसकी सलाह सुनो, देन ओनली यू कैन लीड। मुझे तो ऐसे गुरु मिले थे जो कि मुझे मिसगाइड ही करते रहे, तो देन आई थॉट कि मेरा बहुत नुकसान हो गया, मिसगाइड किया लोगों ने, बिकॉज दे वर नॉट मेरे गुरु, है ना। मैंने रैंडम सजेशंस ले लिया लोगों से एंड अल्टीमेटली आई गॉट ट्रैप, ठीक है ना। फिर मुझे बहुत सालों के बाद पता चला कि बहुत ही रॉन्ग डिसीजन था वो। तो डिसीजन लेने में कोई हेल्प नहीं करता जब तक कि कोई कमिटेड ना हो आपके लिए, और आप जब डेडिकेशन शो करते हो देन ओनली एनीवन कैन बी, है ना, वेरी पॉजिटिव फॉर यू। तो स्टडी वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट सैपोनिफिकेशन, हाइड्रोलिसिस एंड हाइड्रोजनेशन। व्हाट इज द रूल ऑफ हाइड्रोजनेशन? By the hydrogenation you can convert double bonds into single bond, okay. So this is means unsaturated, you can convert unsaturated lipid to saturated lipid. What is saponification? You can hydrolyze a lipid by using the alkali, right? So saponification. What is saponification? Hydrolysis of triglyceride, hydrolysis of triglyceride by alkali. This is called as the saponification, right? It's a result in the formation of soaps, alkali salts, okay. So hydrolysis, breaking down of ester bond. What is hydrolysis? Hydrolysis, breaking down of ester bonds between the lipids, okay. So already we have discussed the lipid structure, fatty acid structure. Okay. All the tail portion is made up of, you can see the fatty acid has two framework. One is the carboxyl group and other one is the hydrocarbon like chain, and this is the tail portion, and this is acting as a head. Okay, so always remember there are two portion, head and tail. This is head made up of polar lipid, carboxyl group and hydrocarbon chain are the part of fatty acid framework. So because of hydrocarbon chain, they are non-polar. They are non-polar, right? So all the carbon atom in the tails are fully saturated with hydrogen. This is obviously in the saturated lipids. So and they are forming the hydrophobic tail because they are not soluble in water. So that's why they are also called as a non-polar. They will be the non-polar. Obviously they will be the polar. Okay. Unsaturated fatty acid, what are the examples? Oleic acid and linoleic acid. Oleic acid, linoleic acid. These fatty acid contain double bond. It causes a kink in the tail. These fatty acid melt more easily. One double bond is mono unsaturated. More than one are called as poly unsaturated. What is the glycerol structure? There are 3 carbon, and this is called as the glycerol structure. Glycerol is a type of alcohol with 3 alcohol group. Okay, so there are 3 alcohol group, and this is a combined structure, and you can call them as a glycerol. इसी glycerol पे OH replace होके you can attach non-polar chain. Okay, non-polar chain. Then it becomes the fatty acid. Right? For example, you can see here we are forming the ester bond, है ना? Ester bond कैसे बन रहा है? Lipid contains the ester bond. So OH का H and OH of this carboxylic portion. They are reacting all over 3, so there are 3 ester bond. How much ester bond are there? 3 ester bonds in a fatty acid. So there are, you can say glycerol, this is the framework, this is the fatty acid 1, fatty acid 2 and fatty acid 3. Okay. Why are calling them fatty acid? Because fatty acid consists of long non-polar chain, hydrocarbon and 1 carboxyl group. So these fatty acids combine with the glycerol, what they form? Glycerol for fatty acid, they are forming triglycerides. Got the idea? They are forming the triglycerides. This is clear or not? Glycerol is the framework and fatty acid. When the fatty acid is combining the glycerol, they are forming the triglycerides. Which bond is there? 3 bond is there. 3 ester bond is there, right? 3 ester bond is there. Any doubt? Any doubt, beta? Okay. So property already we have discussed. Triglyceride are insoluble in water because of non-polar molecule. If unsaturated fatty acid linked, then they are changing the behavior, they are changing the melting point. है ना? Animal fat have higher melting point than the plant one. Plant oil, right? जैसे mustard oil, you know, they are containing very high unsaturated fatty acid. Animal fat have higher melting point and are generally solid at room temperature because of high saturated fatty acid. तो जो लोग मीट लवर होते हैं उनके लिए मैं बता दूं, दिस इज ए वार्निंग. because animal fat have high saturated fatty acid and they are very dangerous. ओके तो ऐसे लोगों को जो मीट लवर है उनको हार्ट अटैक बहुत जल्दी आता है, बिकॉज दे आर गोइंग टू बी डिपॉजिट सैचुरेटेड फैटी एसिड का डाइजेशन बहुत मुश्किल है, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. तो रोल ऑफ ट्राइग्लिसराइड एज एनर्जी सोर्स, स्टोरेज, राइट. And somewhere it has been asked how the sea mammals. So sea mammals, blubber is the basic fat which are going to contain a lot of triglycerides, right. So camel is having hump because they want to store the water and they can later use it for the metabolic purpose. Okay. So this is also called as a metabolic water because internally they can utilize, they cannot take it out, they cannot drink. So already we have discussed the phospholipid. Once again I want to tell you what are the structure. This is the glycerol, right. Now these two are fatty acid 1, ठीक है, and this is fatty acid 2. And the third portion, third carbon is totally linked with phosphate. So what will be charge over there? Tell me, what will be the charge over the phospholipid? चार्ज क्या होगा इनका? नेगेटिव, क्योंकि फॉस्फोरेट. अभी अगर कोई पूछे तो बता दोगे ना, इजिली यू कैन टेल, राइट. ठीक है, बता दोगे ना क्या होता फॉस्फेट इज लिंक. This is phosphatidate. Phosphatidate, obviously they are using the same framework. Glycerol का 3 कार्बन, right? Glycerol का 3 कार्बन, but obviously the phosphatidate containing the phosphoric acid, and they contain the choline, phosphate attached with the choline, and that phosphate attached with the glycerol framework. Okay? तो दो तो आपको देखो ये नॉन पोलर हाइड्रोकार्बन से जुड़े हैं और एक जो जुड़ा है आपका पूरे उससे जुड़ा है, ठीक, फॉस्फेट से जुड़ा है. तो दैट्स वाई फॉस्फेटिडेट. अगर स्ट्रक्चर देंगे तो यू कैन ड्रा ऑल्सो, यू कैन phospholipiid property. So this is the fatty acid, glycerol, phosphate. They are the very important part of the membrane of living cells. These molecules have a hydrophilic tail and hydrophobic head, you might be knowing, but again I am revising. Cholesterol is a constituent of membrane and the source of steroid hormones, not from fatty acid. They have the different carbon framework that is called as the steroids or sterol. Okay, so 4 carbon base ring, small hydrophobic molecule found between phospholipid tails in the membrane. And basically they are controlling the membrane. This has been asked many times. What is the factor? What is the reason how they are controlling the fluidity of the membrane? Right? So excess cholesterol, many cells make cholesterol from saturated fatty acid, especially liver cell. Excess can be deposited in artery walls causing arteriosclerosis. Okay, so you can see excess cholesterol is removed in bile. It can also form the gallstone, पथरी जिसको बोलते हो, in the gallbladder, जिसका ऑपरेशन करना पड़ता है. तो वो है क्या? एक्सेस कोलेस्ट्रॉल. स्टेरॉइड हार्मोन के बारे में होमवर्क दिया हुआ है. तो ऑल दीज आर हार्मोन और बेसिकली पार्ट ऑफ स्टेरॉल. एल्डोस्टेरोन, कॉर्टिसोल, प्रेग्नोलोन, प्रोजेस्टेरॉन, टेस्टोस्टेरॉन, एस्ट्राडायोल. ठीक है, याद रहेगा कि सिंपली बस देख ही रहे हो, याद कर लोगे. ठीक है, तो चलो इसी के साथ ये सारा समाप्त हुआ. फ्रॉम टुमारो मीन्स वेडनेसडे से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे अबाउट द प्रोटीन केमिस्ट्री. ठीक, टिल देन बाय बाय. टेस्ट के लिए रेडी रहना and send me the confirmation if you want to give the test or not. Thank you so much. Bye bye.